afternoon. We have just heard that the former telecom minister, Sri A. Raja, has been arrested. The BJP wishes to know from the Prime Minister that if indeed the investigating agencies have found it fit to arrest Mr. Raja today, why has he remained silent, and why was he silent all the while, in spite of repeated calls from the opposition parties? We demand to know an answer. And from this, our stand that there has to be a JPC stands vindicated. We firmly stand on the demand for a JPC to investigate this matter. We also feel that during the winter session of the Parliament, the opposition repeatedly demanding the JPC, and due to the sheer arrogance and adamance of the Congress, the JPC was not given. But repeatedly the Congress party was giving the impression that the opposition has to take the blame for the complete washout of the winter session. We feel now the responsibility clearly, which we've been saying even earlier, stands at the doorstep of the Congress. The complete responsibility for having wasted the winter session of the Parliament in spite of this development today, which was substantiated, which was argued, which was explained by the opposition party, was only because of the arrogance and adamance of the Congress party. We feel we stand vindicated, and we reiterate our demand for a JPC. We certainly demand that the Prime Minister explain as to why he remained silent all these months and years on this matter. We move on to the issue of the two teenaged youngsters, the girls who have been killed in Sopore in Jammu and Kashmir, in a completely cowardice, act of cowardice, a completely heartless crime committed by the separatists. We feel the Jammu Kashmir Chief Minister has to assert himself and ensure that the culprits are brought to book at the earliest. The Chief Minister should not be waiting to search for a militant group which is going to own this dastardly crime. It is for him to find out how much of the appeasement policy is enabling these groups to daringly challenge the administration, which is trying to pacify them. It's high time the Jammu and Kashmir government asserted itself, showed that its administration will not be kind towards these separatists. He should not be waiting for the separatists to own up as to who did the crime. The third issue which I would like to bring up today is the meeting of the leader of the opposition, Lok Sabha, Sushma ji, had with the External Affairs Minister this afternoon. In fact, she had requested the External Affairs Minister's time to meet him on various issues which she wanted to bring to his attention. The minister was kind enough to say that he would call on her instead of the leader of opposition going and meeting him. So he was graceful enough to come and meet the leader of the opposition, who raised a couple of issues, two of which relate to Tamil Nadu. Sushma ji raised the issue of the Tamil Nadu fishermen who have been killed, two in January and a few more earlier. The killing and the torture of the fishermen is completely unacceptable, and Sushma ji voiced her concern. The External Affairs Minister obviously explained that the Foreign Secretary was sent to Sri Lanka. Nirupama Rao ji was sent to Sri Lanka to talk with the President. She met the President of Sri Lanka and discussed the issue, whereupon the joint working group at the level of the foreign secretaries, which exists already, but which was not active. Apparently, it was agreed during that meeting of the foreign secretary with the President of Sri Lanka that this group will be reactivated, and they will certainly look at all the concerns that we have about our fishermen. They've also agreed that they will take care that such incidents will not repeat. The second issue which Sushma ji raised with the External Affairs Minister, also relating to Tamils, is for a dignified rehabilitation of Tamils in Sri Lanka, for which the External Affairs Minister seems to have assured her that the Sri Lankans have agreed, and we are also very closely monitoring the whole situation. We are aware that in the Indian budget, 500 crores of rupees was allotted, and the External Affairs Minister seems to have reminded Sushma ji about it, brought it to her notice again, and that he is closely monitoring the situation as regards the dignified rehabilitation of Tamils in Sri Lanka. The third issue which Sushma ji raised with this External Affairs Minister related to the inhuman treatment of Indian students in the Tri-Valley University in the United States. The External Affairs Minister assured her that the Indian Embassy met with the officials in the United States and said in an unequivocal manner that in India we do not treat anyone in this kind of a manner, and we don't expect any other country also to treat our citizens in this way, in which we have been seeing through the media inhuman treatment being meted out to Indian students. So the External Affairs Minister assured the leader of the opposition Lok Sabha that the Indian officials of the embassy have expressed their concern to the US authorities, and they have agreed to take further action on the matter. Another issue which was brought to the attention of the External Affairs Minister by Sushma ji relates to Egypt and the developments in Egypt. She was informed that there are about 3,200 Indian citizens in Egypt, of whom 650 have been brought back. And there are 3 aircrafts waiting in Egypt to make sure that if there is any more people of Indian origin being in Egypt who wish to come back to India, the aircrafts are there waiting. But at the moment, there's nothing more to report on those Indians who may choose to come back. And finally, she also raised the issue of 3 Indians who are held captive by Somali pirates in the high seas in one of the ships. Of the 3 Indians, 1 Indian is a trainee crew of that ship who belongs to Kerala. Sushma ji, during her tour there, was obviously represented by parents and other relatives of this young man who's a crew. She took this matter up with the External Affairs Minister, and he has assured her that he will definitely look into the matter and take necessary actions. So we would like to report on these things today. If there's any questions, I'll certainly answer them. राजा के विषय में, एक मिनट, राजा के विषय में हिंदी में जिस घोटाला, इतने बड़ा घोटाला, 1,70,000 इज इट 1,76,000 का लूट जिसमें हुआ है, मंत्री ए राजा जो फॉर्मर मिनिस्टर टेलीकॉम थे, उनके अरेस्ट आज हो चुका है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस संदर्भ में 3 विषय आपके सामने रखना चाह रही है। एक, कि अगर इन्वेस्टिगेशन, जांच करने वाले एजेंसीज उनको आज अरेस्ट करने लायक समझा और अरेस्ट भी कर चुके हैं, क्यों प्रधानमंत्री अब तक इस विषय के ऊपर, इसके बावजूद भी कि ऑपोजिशन, इतने सभी ऑपोजिशन दल उनसे पूछ रहे थे कि क्या है आपके रुख, क्या है आपके स्टैंड, क्या है, मौन रहे अभी तक। सो भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्राइम मिनिस्टर से अब भी यही पूछती है कि आप क्यों मौन रहे अब तक इस विषय के ऊपर। दूसरा, विंटर सेशन पार्लियामेंट पूरे कांग्रेस की जिद के वजह से वेस्ट हो चुका है। बार बार कांग्रेस पार्टी ऑपोजिशन, पर्टिकुलरली बीजेपी के खिलाफ बात बोलती है कि पार्लियामेंट का नुकसान आपके वजह से हुआ, मगर आज मालूम हो रही है कि कांग्रेस की जिद, इसके बावजूद भी कि इतने सारे सबूत है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसीज आज जाकर के राजा को अरेस्ट कर सकते थे, आज उनको अरेस्ट भी कर चुके हैं। क्या वेस्ट किसके वजह से हुए? आपकी जिद के वजह से हुए, बीजेपी के कारण नहीं। कांग्रेस पार्टी इसके पूरे जिम्मेदार समझना चाहिए और उनके रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। और तीसरी, आज फॉर्मर मिनिस्टर अरेस्ट हो चुके हैं, मगर बीजेपी अभी भी जेपीसी के डिमांड में अड़े रहती है। और इतने सबूत के बाद और इतने जांच और स्टैट्यूटरी कमीशंस के फाइंडिंग्स के बाद अगर सीबीआई अब अरेस्ट करते हैं, आई वॉश समझो और कुछ भी समझो, मगर देर सही एक्शन अभी शुरू हो रही है। मगर इतना प्रेशर गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर डालना पड़ा।
मैडम, आपके साथ कॉमनवेल्थ के घोटाले में भी डिमांड करेंगे कि अलमाड़ी द्वारा गिरफ्तार किया जाए?
हम जेपीसी के मांग सिर्फ 2G के कारण नहीं मांग रहे थे, पूरे करप्शन के ऊपर मांग रहे थे। उसमें कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स है, आदर्श है और 2G भी है। सिर्फ राजा के अरेस्ट के वजह से जेपीसी का डिमांड कम नहीं होती है, अभी ज्यादा जरूरत है जेपीसी का।
विंटर सेशन के दौरान राजा का इस्तीफा हुआ था, आज उनकी अरेस्ट हुई है। दरम्यान संचार मंत्री कपिल सिब्बल जी ने कैग के खिलाफ एक स्टेटमेंट किया था, जिस पर उन्हें सुप्रीम कोर्ट से भी फटकार मिली है। तो अब ये अरेस्ट के बाद उस स्टेटमेंट के बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे, क्योंकि शिवराज पाटिल कमेटी का रिपोर्ट भी 2 दिन पहले ही आ चुका है।
ये सभी विषयों में जेपीसी का डिमांड जब भी हम करते रहे, मिनिस्टर्स डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट की उसके खिलाफ, और जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट में मामला है फिर भी उनके तरफ से मैटर का पूरे कमेंट्री, रनिंग कमेंट्री कांग्रेस मिनिस्टर्स के तरफ से होते रहे। होम मिनिस्टर साहब बार बार उनके एंग्जाइटी व्यक्त करते हैं कि जब सब जुडिस से मामला सब लोग बात करते हैं। आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस एंग्जाइटी, क्योंकि कैबिनेट में उनके अपने कोलीग्स ही बात कर रहे हैं। सो यस, ऑल दीज कमेंट्रीज आर गोइंग ऑन, मगर करप्शन में हर एक चीज में, हर एक मामले में जो भी ऑपोजिशन के तरफ से अब तक एलिगेशंस आया, वो सब अभी साबित हो रहे हैं कि सही थे।
Ma'am, this is about the former Union Minister being arrested. In the other scam, we come to know that former Chief Minister Ashok Chavan has been named in the FIR. Your reaction, what should be the course of action?
Well, we should, BJP thinks that the sooner the better, the investigation should go on without any kind of delay. All others who are possibly involved in the matter should also be brought into the FIR, and investigation should be comprehensive. Cases should be heard fast and justice should be done quickly, because it relates to the Kargil war widows. Thank you.